Ready, everybody? Good morning, everyone. The Delaware County Commissioner meeting for October 8th, 2018 is now in session. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Again, good morning, everyone, on this Columbus Day. And to my right is Barb Lewis, our Vice President, and to my left is Commissioner Jeff Benton. Our clerk today is Jennifer Walraven, and our Administrator Mike Fromer. With that, let's begin.
Resolution number 18-1078 in the matter of approving the electronic record of proceedings from regular meeting held October 4th, 2018.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 18-1078. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
We do not have any public comment or elected official comment today, so that brings us to item number 4, resolution number 18-1079 in the matter of approving purchase orders, send and now certificates and payments of warrants in batch number CM APR 0805.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 18-1079. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-1080 in the matter of approving travel expense requests.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 18-1080. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-1081 in the matter of setting the date and time and place for a public hearing for consideration of a petition requesting the vacation of an unimproved and abandoned T-shaped public right-of-way in and around Cherry Alley in the plat of Bell Point, located in the unincorporated township of Concord, Delaware County, Ohio, under the special procedures of Revised Code 5553.045.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, and that's going to be on November 5th.
Correct.
Any comments, questions to vote?
Vote on motion 18-1081. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-1082 in the matter of setting the date, time, and place for a public hearing for consideration of a petition requesting the vacation of an unimproved and abandoned L-shaped public right-of-way in and around Cedar Alley in the plat of Bell Point, located in the unincorporated township of Concord, Delaware County, Ohio, under the special procedures of Revised Code 5553.045.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. That's the same day, 5 minutes later.
Yes.
So, vote.
Vote on motion 18-1082. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-1083 in the matter of amending the Child Placement Services contract between the Delaware County Department of Job and Family Services, the Delaware County Board of Commissioners, and National Youth Advocate Program.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion.
Good morning. Bob Anderson, Job and Family Services. What I have here is just an amendment to the National Youth Advocate Program contract. Originally, the contract was established for $15,000. We have 3 children placed there, ages 4, 10, and 17. And to get through the month of October, we estimate an additional $14,000 needed. And then beginning on November 1st, we'll have a contract that runs through June 30th.
Questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 18-1083. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Resolution number 18-1084 in the matter of requesting a new organizational key and approving supplemental appropriations for economic development.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion.
Good morning, Jenna Jackson, Economic Development Coordinator. This is requesting a new org key and requesting some supplemental appropriations for the CDBG grant this year, since we're getting started a little bit early doing the environmental review record, and we will do the work in 2019.
Any questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 18-1084. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Resolution number 18-1085, in the matter of awarding the bid and approving the contract between the Delaware County Commissioners and OPC Contracting Incorporated for the project known as Dell County Parking Lot Repair Project.
So move.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion?
Good morning, John Melvin, Director of Facilities. This is a bid award and contract is to do repairs at the Hayes Building parking lot and reseal and stripe the whole parking lot there with the Hayes Building and the new courthouse. I do want to thank the engineer's office to help put these bid specs together and bid it out for us. We did receive the only one, but the OPC was low bid, and the engineers verified their bid. Everything checked out good. The original estimate was $65,000. The bid came in at $43,000. The contractor's actually ready to mobilize and hopefully get this work all done next weekend.
Any questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 18-1085. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
John, while you're standing there, you want to give us an update on the alley?
Pardon me?
An update on the alley?
The
alley
partial
between-
court?
Yeah.
We don't have to be working with the engineer's office, do a little spec there on the curb. I know their office has looked at it. I haven't got anything back yet.
Everything's on schedule, or?
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you. Proceed.
Resolution number 18-1086, in the matter of approving the sanitary sewer improvement plans for Meadows at Home Road, Homestead at Scioto Reserve sanitary sewer connection.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion?
Morning, Commissioners. Tiffany Mag, Director of Environmental Services. This is for a sewer project that's located south of Home Road between Riverside and Stites, and it's going to actually be able to allow us to decommission a pump station. It's going to connect two different subdivisions together. This currently doesn't have any lots associated with it, but it's once we get that connection, the next plan approval will come in. We request your approval.
Questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 18-1086. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-1087, in the matter of approving a memorandum of understanding between the City of Columbus Department of Public Utilities and the Delaware County Regional Sewer District.
So move.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion?
So this is an MOU that we have between the county and the City of Columbus to eliminate some flume metering devices that we currently have in manholes. We have 6 different pockets of areas that the county currently still owns and operates the sewer system that flow into the city sewers that then eventually go on to be treated at our Elm Creek plant. And we have that agreement for how that's billed and paid with the City of Columbus. So with these 6 small areas, 3 of them are significantly small, and the flow that goes through these flume metering devices is too low to actually be able to be accurately read by the flumes. So we have a lot of difficulties with billing and getting that number appropriately billed to the City of Columbus, or I guess delete or removed from what we charge the City of Columbus for their flows. These areas are about 5 ERUs, the equivalent residential units, and you need about 60 or more for these flumes to be accurate. So what we did is we worked a deal with the City of Columbus to eliminate the use of these flumes in the three small areas, and we'll use 290 gallons per day per ERU instead of the flume meters, and that should eliminate any issues with us, kind of calculating those bills going forward, and should allow us to recover more revenue in the future.
A couple comments.
Sure.
I guess I appreciate the fact that we're making this change, because it's important to the users of our system that we collect the money, because it affects what they ultimately get billed. But this is not a new problem. And I know it precedes you and precedes Mike. I commend the fact that it's called, but it's disappointing we didn't catch this years ago. That's a state. And
Sure.
I guess I'd like to ask the question, I know the answer, is Columbus going to make us whole for past unbillings?
Yeah, it took us a long time to get this negotiated with them. I think this was something that Mike and I started trying to tackle the first couple months that we were here, because we could see in the quarterly calculations of the bills that this was just nothing but a pain on our end to try to recover that cost once we would get those readings, and they were significantly higher than they should be. So it took us a good 2 years. It wasn't until Columbus wanted something that they were willing to give us an MOU to transfer a sewer over. Then we took that opportunity to do that. So as far as recovering anything historically,
that's likely.
Well, I knew the
not gonna
answer,
happen.
but I wanted to make the statement.
Sure.
And these are the kinds of things I appreciate and respect the fact that we've caught and corrected it. But it is important. Let's just leave it that way.
Right. I think part of the issue on their end is it's very difficult legally for them to open the agreement back up. That's also part of the reason why we put an MOU in
But you
place.
could
for the
argue the
time being.
agreement was not well thought out when it was put in place.
Right.
Any other questions or comments? Vote?
Vote on motion 18-1087. Sorry. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-1088, in the matter of approving travel or right-of-way work permit summary sheet.
So move.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion?
Good morning, Commissioners. Rob Riley, Chief Deputy Engineer. We have three pretty routine utility permits for the right-of-way and recommending your approval.
Any questions or comments? Vote?
Vote on motion 18-1088. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-1089, in the matter of approving a ditch maintenance petition and the ditch maintenance assessments for the reserve at Hidden Creek.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion?
This is a new 40-lot residential subdivision located off of 3Bs and K in Berkshire Township. This would place the storm sewer system on the county's drainage maintenance program and provide for the assessments for each of those residential lots.
Questions or comments? Vote?
Vote on motion 18-1089. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-1090, in the matter of approving the plat of subdivision for Africa Road Estates revised lots to 7046, 7047, and 7048.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Benton, seconded by Commissioner Lewis. Discussion?
This involves reconfiguring an existing very small subdivision located off Africa Road near Highland Lakes. One more buildable lot will be created as part of this reconfiguration, and this plat has been through all the required county approvals and recommend your approval at this time.
Questions or comments? Vote?
Vote on motion 18-1090. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-1091, in the matter of declaring the necessity for improvements to County Home Road and Plum Road, including the furnishing and setting of culverts and approving plans, specifications, estimate, and setting the bid date for culvert supply contract 2019.
So move.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion?
We have two large culvert structures, one located on County Home Road near the old county home, and then one on Plum Road, which is actually an inventory bridge, which is the reason we handle that structure per the revised code. We are proposing to replace these culverts with our own crews, but we are proposing to bid out the manufacturing and installation of the actual concrete box structure, basically only the concrete box structure, and our crews would do the remainder of the work under force account. And so we can do these projects relatively inexpensively compared to bidding out the entire project. So we are asking to go out to bid for the, again, just manufacturing and supply of the culverts. And then I believe this work is scheduled to start next spring. These will go through probably March through June timeframe.
Any questions or comments?
Yeah, that was the question I had, was why wouldn't we do this with our own crew? But all you're talking about is just the supplier, just the material.
That's correct. And something worth noting, and one of the reasons we do this, the revised code actually limits the amount of work our crews can do by force account on a bridge to $100,000. And so with the size of these structures, each project is actually a little over $100,000. By bidding out, competitively bidding the installation and the furnishing of the culvert, we can actually deduct that from our force account estimate per the law. So that allows us to stay under the threshold and conform to the law.
So the 117 is the full cost construction and the culvert, or is that just the culvert?
That is just the culverts, basically manufacturing and installing the culverts. Our crews will do I don't have the estimates handy, but probably in the neighborhood of $80,000 of work on each culvert, and that's basically excavating the trench, backfilling, doing all the site prep and cleanup and so forth.
Any other questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 18-1091. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-1092, in the matter of approving plan, specifications, estimate, and setting the bid date for the project known as Del CR 013-3.25, Worthington Road and Freeman Road intersection improvements.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion.
We are proposing to go out to bid on this project located at the intersection of Worthington Road and Freeman. We have designed a project that will install a signal and left turn lanes on Worthington Road, and then realign the Freeman Road approach so that the cross traffic going from Highland Lakes onto Freeman Road and vice versa can do so safely at 25. The way that intersection sits currently, there's kind of a sharp kink at that intersection where you couldn't really go across there at more than about 10 miles an hour safely. So this is about a $800,000 project. We would expect to start construction next spring and then be done by, I believe, about August next year is the completion time frame.
Questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 18-1092. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Thank you.
Resolution number 18-1093, in the matter of reappointing members to the Millstone Community Authority Board of Trustees.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jane Hawes, Communications Director. This first one before you is for the Millstone Community Authority. That's a rather low activity level of with the board there. It just meets once a year, but it does result in about $150,000 of revenue directly to the Westerville City Schools. So we have 2 citizen members, Sarah DeNovo and Jenna Jackson, and we recommend your approval for their reappointment.
Any questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 18-1093. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-1094, in the matter of reappointing a member to the West Central Community Facility Governing Board.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion.
And with this one, we have another recommendation for reappointment, Kathy Nicolosi. She has been approved by the commissioners in Morrow County. This is a joint appointment for Delaware County and Morrow. They have approved her appointment. We recommend that you approve appointment on your end.
Questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 18-1094. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Thank
I
you.
believe we're moving item 20 to Thursdays. Ms. First could not be here to go over that item, so moves us to item number 21, resolution number 18-1095, in the matter of approving a transfer of appropriations for administrative services.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion.
Good morning, Dawn Houston, Deputy Administrator. I'm recommending your approval of this resolution. It's basically just to transfer grant funds from our materials and supplies object code to program costs.
Questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 18-1095. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Thank you.
Administrator reports.
Good morning, Commissioners. Just a couple things. On Wednesday this week, we have a TID meeting here, and I think we are starting to identify some projects, and I know we have a pretty good slate of them that's going to be coming before that board this week. Also, next week on the 16th, Tiffany Mag and I are going to be attending the DKM meeting to talk about the RFP and the progress on our transfer station project. So those are the 2 things.
And we'll be there as well.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. That'll be interesting to see how that's moving along. I've heard a number of people ask about it.
Yeah.
Particularly Delaware City individuals have a real interest in it, so.
Is that it?
Yep, that's it.
Mr. Lewis.
I don't have anything.
Mr. Benton.
Just a couple things. The Entrepreneur Center grand opening was Thursday afternoon. That was accompanied by lights and sirens and flashing. There was a lot of emergency vehicles going by. But
Unrelated to the event.
Unrelated to the event. But the Entrepreneur Center itself is great. It's a beautiful facility. It's completely renovated that building. I would encourage everyone to go in. It's already got 3 occupants, I think 3, Bob, something like that. Yeah, one of the occupants is an interesting, fascinating individual named Jack Foley, who's an Ohio Wesleyan freshman, and he is building cell phone covers out of recycled material. And he's got his business up and running, and he's running it out of, he's got an office, he's one of the office occupants in that building. Just a fascinating individual. Got big plans, and the business is off and running, so it's that's exactly what the center is supposed to do, is incubate businesses that have a lot of growth potential. TID meeting we talked about, we got some board openings that Jane has sent out. The Finance Authority has 2 and the Law Library has 1, so I would encourage everyone to encourage people to consider those very important organizations applying for those board openings. And then I guess I just wanted to be the first one to say that the Browns are going to the Super Bowl. So.
Someday.
Someday. I didn't say when.
They're hosting it?
Well, I think they have great leadership at quarterback, so I think that's probably inevitable.
Oh, that Texas Tech kid.
I have nothing today. We have no need for executive?
No, we do have one
We do have
item
need?
for executive. In the matter of adjourning resolution number 18-1096, in the matter of adjourning into executive session for consideration of purchase of property for public purposes.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 18-1096. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
We're now in executive session.
Resolution number 18-1097, in the matter of adjourning out of executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 18-1097. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis? Aye.
With that, just a comment, we have a different clerk that we started with.
Yes.
With that, if there's no business being before us, we are adjourned.
Thanks.